Nearly 60% of Australians admit they have no real budget. Not because they don't earn enough, but because nobody ever gave them a system. Today, I'm going to give you one. It takes 5 minutes to understand, it works on any salary, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where every dollar should go. Let's get into it. Most of us were never taught how to manage money. School didn't cover it. Our parents probably didn't talk about it. So we spend our 20s and 30s doing the same thing. Swipe the card, check the balance, hope for the best. And the result? The average Australian saves less than $500 a month. Meanwhile, rent keeps climbing. Groceries keep climbing. Energy bills keep climbing. It can feel impossible to get ahead, even when you're working full-time. This constant financial pressure can lead to stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Many Australians feel overwhelmed by the sheer thought of budgeting, or even ashamed if they haven't managed to save much. But here's the truth. Financial literacy is a skill, not an innate talent. Nobody is born knowing how to budget, and it's never too late to learn. But here's something important. Getting ahead financially isn't about earning more. It's about having a system. And the 50-30-20 rule is the simplest system I've come across. It was developed by Harvard professor and U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren, and it works just as powerfully here in Australia. Let me break it down. The concept is simple. You take your after-tax income, the money that actually lands in your bank account, and you split it into 3 buckets. 50% goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, 20% goes to savings and debt repayment. That's it. 3 numbers. And suddenly, every financial decision becomes easier. This rule isn't about rigid deprivation, it's about creating a clear framework that empowers you to make conscious choices with your money. Before we go further, one important note for Australians. We're talking about your take-home pay after tax, not your gross salary, and not including your superannuation, which your employer pays separately on top of your wages. This distinction is crucial because your take-home pay is the actual money you have available to manage each month. So if you earn $80,000 a year, your take-home pay after tax is roughly $63,000, or about $5,250 a month. That's the number we're working with throughout this video. Remember, the 50-30-20 is a guideline, not a rigid law. It's designed to be flexible and adaptable to your unique circumstances. The 50%, your needs. Your needs are everything you cannot live without, the non-negotiables. For most Australians, this includes rent or mortgage repayments, groceries and household essentials, utilities, electricity, gas, internet, transport, your car repayment, fuel, or an Opal card, insurance, health, car, contents, minimum repayments on any debt, credit cards, personal loans. And if you have one, your HEX help repayment, which is automatically deducted from your salary above the income threshold. On our $5,250 take-home example, 50% means $2,625 per month for needs. Now, this is where it gets real for many Australians. If you're in Sydney or Melbourne, your rent alone might be $2,000 or more. That's okay. The 50-30-20 is a guideline, not a law. If your rent pushes your needs to, say, 60% of your income, then you adjust the other categories accordingly, perhaps to a 60-20-20 or 55-25-20 split. The key is to be honest about what is truly essential. You can also look for ways to reduce your needs, negotiating better deals on insurance, switching utility providers, exploring public transport, or meal planning to cut down on grocery bill. Pattern interrupt. The sneaky trap. Here's where most people get it wrong, though, and where the whole system breaks down if you're not honest with yourself. A lot of people look at this list and start calling wants needs to feel better. The daily coffee, the takeaway 3 times a week, the streaming service you've had for 2 years and barely use. The rule only works if you're honest about what's actually essential. The 30%, your wants. Your wants are everything that makes life enjoyable. but that you could technically live without if you had to. Think dining out and takeaway, Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus, all the subscriptions, gym memberships, new clothes, shoes, tech upgrades, weekend trips and holidays, that oat milk latte every morning. No judgment here. On our $5,250 example, 30% is $1,575 per month for wants. Here's the thing. This category is where most Australians overspend without even realizing it. A $7 coffee 3 times a week sounds fine, but that's $84 a month, over $1,000 a year, just on coffee. The goal isn't to cut out everything you enjoy. The goal is to be intentional, to choose where your wants go, rather than just letting them happen. This is where value-based spending comes in. Ask yourself, does this purchase truly bring me joy or value? If not, cut it. If it does, then budget for it consciously. Try implementing a 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases or set a specific fun money allowance each week that you can spend guilt-free. The 20%, savings and investing. This is the bucket that builds your future. 20% of your take-home goes toward your emergency fund first. Before anything else, you want 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-interest savings account. This fund is your financial safety net, protecting you from unexpected job loss, medical emergencies, or car repairs. Right now, banks like ING and UBank are offering around 5% per year, so your savings are actually growing while they sit there. Look for accounts with no fees and easy access when you need it. Extra super contributions. If you can afford it, topping up your super beyond your employer's 11.5% is one of the most tax-effective moves available to Australians. The ATO lets you contribute up to $30,000 per year at a concessional tax rate. The power of compounding interest means that even small, consistent contributions early on can make a massive difference to your retirement nest egg. Whether that's ETFs through platforms like Vanguard, Perler, or Raz, or paying down your mortgage faster through an offset account, your money should be working for you. For beginners, micro-investing apps can be a great way to start with small amounts. The goal is to grow your wealth over time, not just save it. If you're carrying credit card debt or a personal loan above 10%, smashing that down belongs in this bucket too. The interest you save by paying off high-interest debt is often a better return than any investment you could make. On our $5,250 example, 20% is $1,050 per month for your future. That might not sound like much, but $1,050 invested every month at an 8% annual return grows to over $190,000 in 10 years. Consistency beats everything. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. Let's make this concrete with a couple of examples. Here's what 50-30-20 looks like on an $80,000 salary. Your take-home pay is $5,250 per month. For your 50%, needs is about $2,625. This is for your rent, bills, groceries, HECS. While your wants is 30%, roughly about $1,575 can be used for dining, subs, fun, and the last is savings of 20% of $1,050. This is used for emergency fund, ETFs, extra debt. Now, if your rent is $2,200, you're already over the 50% needs cap. Don't stress. You can adjust to 60-20-20 or 55-25-20. The exact percentages matter less than the habit of having 3 buckets. The one rule that never changes. Savings always comes before wants. Pay your future self first. Let's consider another example. A single person earning $60,000 a year. Their take-home pay might be closer to $3,900 a month. In this case, their 50-30-20 breakdown would be needs $1,950, wants $1,170, savings $780. This shows how the rule scales. For those with irregular income, Like freelancers or gig workers, the principle remains the same. Calculate your average monthly take-home pay over a few months and then apply the percentages. On leaner months, you might dip into your emergency fund, and on fatter months, you top it back up and accelerate savings. 3 mistakes to avoid and the power of automation. To truly make this system work, avoid these common pitfalls. Mistake 1. Counting your employer's super as part of your 20%. Your super sits outside your take-home pay. Don't double count it. It's a fantastic long-term asset, but your 20% savings bucket is for accessible funds and investments you control directly. Mistake 2. Treating lifestyle expenses as needs. Hex is a need. Your Uber Eats habit is a want. Be honest with each category. This is where the sneaky trap comes in. Be vigilant against lifestyle creep. As your income grows, your expenses tend to grow with it. Consciously decide where that extra money goes. Mistake 3. Doing this manually every month and burning out. Automate it. Set up automatic transfers on payday. 1 to savings, 1 to bills. Remove the decision, remove the temptation. This is the pay yourself first principle in action. When your paycheck lands, automatically transfer your 20% to savings and your 50% to a separate bills account. What's left is your 30% for wants. This makes budgeting effortless and consistent. Consider setting up multiple bank accounts. 1 for your main income, 1 for bills, 1 for wants, and 1 for savings and 1 for investments. This physical separation makes it incredibly clear where your money is allocated. Here's your one action for today. Don't overthink it, just do this. Open your banking app. Look at last month's transactions, roughly sort them into needs, wants, and savings. Then compare it to the 50-30-20 split. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to know where you are, so you can decide where you're going. Even if your current split is 80-10-10, simply knowing that is the first step to making a change. Start small, aim to shift just 1% from wants to savings next month. The habit of consistent effort is far more powerful than aiming for perfection and giving up. The 50-30-20 rule won't make you rich overnight, but applied consistently, it's one of the most powerful money habits you can build. It gives you control, clarity, and confidence over your finances. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more simple money guides and money mindset videos. New videos every week.